Hamilton Howard Fish, otherwise known as Ablertfish. Born May 19, 1870. Around the country he is known as the Gray Man, the Werewolf of Wisteria, the Brooklyn Vampire, the Moon Maniac, the Boogeyman. He was the inspiration of Hannibal Lecter in the movie The Silence of the Lambs. Albert spent most of his childhood in St. John's Orphanage, where he was frequently treated sadistically. Soon he began to enjoy the pain and the beatings. Albert quoted, "I was there until I was nearly 9, and that's where I got started wrong. I saw boys doing many things they should not have done." By 1890, Fish arrived in New York City and said he became a prostitute and began raping young boys. By 1898, Albert's mother had arranged a marriage for him. While together, they had 6 kids: Albert Jr., Gertrude, John, Anna, Eugene, Henry. In January 1917, Fish's wife left him. He had to raise the children on his own. Throughout 1898, Albert worked as a house painter, while still being a prostitute. In 1903, he was arrested for grand larceny and sentenced to incarceration in Sing Sing. Around 1910, Fish met a 19-year-old kid named Thomas Keaton. He didn't kill him, but cut off his privates and left him around. In 1970, his wife left him, and he began to indulge in self-harm, and he would prepare himself and sometimes his kids a dinner of raw meat. The police were looking for a person who had shown mental illness from an early age. Albert was about power and wanted complete ownership of his victims. Albert's personality was characterized as introverted. During the Fish trial, many psychiatrists testified saying Fish had many sexual fetishes like Albert's most well-known killing was of a young girl named Grace Budd. Around May 28, 1928, Fish met a young girl and her family. The family trusted the little girl to be left alone with Fish, but their worst fears came true as little Grace Budd never came back. 7 years later, on November 1934, Fish sent a letter to Grace Budd's parents. At age 64, Fish was caught after the police traced the letter to him. While in jail during his many interviews, he quoted, "I like children, they are tasty," and saying, "None of us are saints." Albert Fish was sentenced to the death penalty. January 16, 1936, at age 65, Albert died by electric chair.